Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Katarina and I'm the person behind By Katarina Designs, and today we are talking again about Aria Sweater. Last week I released the written pattern and the video tutorials for the Aria Sweater, the one that I'm wearing right now, and since then I got a couple of questions about the sweater, about the construction, about some things. So for today's video I will focus on two of the questions because I think they are really important, and maybe in case you wonder the same thing, then this video might be for you. So one of the questions is about the short rows neckline, because the Aria Sweater, you know, it has a short row construction to deepen the or to have the neckline a little bit lower in the front. And for some of you, maybe this is intimidating. Some of you ask if in the written pattern, in the PDF written pattern, there are some other visual tools like charts to be able to visualize more how these short rows are constructed. And the other question was about the possibility of making a V neckline for the Aria Sweater. So in case you question the same two things, then maybe this video for you, or maybe you're just curious what answer do I have to these two questions. So please stay with me. So the first question about the neckline short row. So someone watched the video tutorial, and if you don't know, you can check. I put all three tutorials into a course because now YouTube offers this feature. It's actually like a playlist, so you can find all three videos in the same place. Although I do find that it's a bit confusing because those videos are also available all over the place on YouTube as individual video. Anyway, so I have one video especially for the neckline short rows, and someone asked if I do have in the written pattern, in the PDF written pattern, other visuals that will help her out to build those short rows, because from the video tutorial it wasn't that clear. So to answer to that question, yes, I do have in the written pattern crochet charts for each of the 6 sizes for the short rows, is with actual stitch count, so you simply can follow the number of stitches or looking at the stitch chart and figure out how you have to work those stitches. I have to admit that it was pretty difficult to represent those stitches, those cables, because the rounds or rows are overlaying. So the cables I work one row below into the double crochet or previous cable row. So you're kind of even in the stitch chart, these cables are over or overlaying the single crochet rows. But I hope that it will be, I tried to use some different colors to make it as visual as possible. So I do hope that those stitch charts will be helpful, because I spent like 2 or 3 days making them. But I do have some other news regarding the neckline. So if you find those short rows a little bit intimidated, you can skip them. So you can work like a regular, you know, round circular yoke. And I have written in the pattern, and also I think I said it in the tutorial, that when building the short rows, I'm using a reference, a number of stitches for front, back and sleeve. And you can go from that base number of stitches or that reference number of stitches and work directly the round yoke. But I don't want to just say it like this in words, so let's just do those rounds without the short rows again together. Just start the round yoke, so it will make it easier for you to build your sweater this way. Okay, so in the video tutorial, and also in the written pattern, actually I'm not sure if in the video tutorial I'm giving these numbers, but for sure they are in the written pattern. I'm giving the number of stitches that I'm using as a base to build the short rows. So for the size that I made my sample, the size 1 in the pattern, I have 30 stitches for the back panel and for the front panel, and 21 stitches for the sleeves. So if you want to skip the short row section, if you are not that confident that you can build them, then you can skip the short row section and just start with the number of stitches that are used as a reference when starting to build the short rows neckline. Is actually the number of stitches that we have after we have the entire circumference of the neckline built, after we are chaining those stitches for the neckline. And for this type of neckline, if you're skipping the short rows, you will end up with a bigger circumference for the neck. And this is because we have here on the short rows, we have actually one single crochet row to one double crochet row, one single crochet, one double crochet, one single crochet, and so on. And when you are working into the side row, when you're working the ribbing, you have kind of as a reference one stitch worked into the single crochet side row, 2 stitches into the double crochet side row. But actually at the end of that side row, you have 3 stitches per each single crochet row and 2 stitches for each double crochet row. So the only issue over here when working the neckline, where do you have more stitches, is that for each single crochet side row you have 2 more stitches. I don't know if it makes sense. Yeah, because we have 21 stitches for the neckline and that one for the sleeve over here. And when you're working the short rows, you have less stitches because of that single crochet side row. You can fix that. Maybe for smaller sizes, the bigger circumference of the neckline won't be such a big problem, because anyways is pretty fit. But you can, if you want to make the neckline smaller, when you are working the ribbing, you can work a few decreases around the neckline, around the first round, so to make this this neckline a little bit narrower. So now let me show you, because if you're starting with the reference stitches, the one that I have here after building the short rows, is actually you can start working with the first row in the yoke pattern. So when I'm telling in the yoke, because after working that single crochet row around, after chaining those stitches for the front panel, then we are starting in the back, and that you can start exactly with that round. Only the difference will be that you will work in the chain stitches, in the foundation stitches. So instead of having cables, you will have double crochet stitches, and that is the only difference. But let me show you, because always it's easier. I have here some leftover yarn and I will try to use this. So if I want to skip the short rows, I will have to chain the number of stitches that I have after finishing the short row section. So I have 30, 30, 60, and 21, 21 is 102 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I will chain 102 stitches. Okay, so I have one more stitch left. Make sure that your first row is not twisted. If you want to try this method, make sure that your chain stitches in the foundation chain is not that tight. So I have one more double crochet and then slip stitch into the first double crochet. Now the next round in the actual yoke pattern is on the wrong side, a single crochet round, and is an increase round. And for the first increase round, even in the pattern, it says that I'm working 2 single crochet stitches and then 1 increase, and this is what I will be doing exactly as in the pattern. So 2 single crochet, 1 increase. By increase, I mean 2 single crochet into the same stitch. And repeating to the end of the round. Okay, I have three stitches left at the end of the row, and I will do 1 single crochet into the next 2 and 2 single crochet into the last one. Let's slip stitch into the first single crochet, chain 2 and turn. So now we have the first increase round, and now we will start with the cables. So I will work 1 double crochet into the first stitch, and then I will have 3 double crochet by 3 to build the cable. So this is chain 2 and 1 double crochet, so I'm skipping this double crochet and I'm going into the next one with the front post triple crochet, then into the next one, and then I will go into the skipped single crochet and work a front triple. Now I already did the increases, so now I'm counting 1 2 3 and going into the 4th with the double crochet. And now again, skip the next, so here is the front, skip the next, go into the second, and the third. By the way, this yarn that I'm using is 100% acrylic and it is a sport weight yarn. So if you prefer synthetic yarns, you can try using something else. And we are about to continue and finish this round in the same way. So again, here is a triple. I'm skipping the next one. And work that cable. And we will continue to the end of the round. Okay, I've reached the end of the round, so I have here the last cable to work. And now join with a slip stitch. So this was actually the first round. I'm recommending in the pattern also to count only the double crochet or the cable round. So now for this particular size, what I have to do is to work 3 more. So this is 1, and I will work 3 more, counting only the double crochet rounds without increasing, and then I will increase again. But starting from now, we simply can follow the written pattern or the tutorial from the point of the actual yoke, so you will be able to build this sweater without those short rows. Okay, I hope this was helpful and this will give you more confidence to start making the sweater in this way. And maybe after you're making it without the short rows, you will be able to experiment with the short rows maybe later on. So I have it here. With this bun is so difficult, but it was on my wash day. So here's the neckline without the short rows that I built. It's a little bit, at the beginning it's curling a little bit because it doesn't have, I didn't work too many rows to give it a little bit of more shape. But as you can see, and I used also different yarn, this is acrylic, and I find that is not as stretchy as the wool. But so see, I still have some room to make the ribbing if I want, or maybe to find something else. And again, what I said in the video tutorial, and also I have written in the pattern, if you want to start with more stitches for the neckline, then you can do it in this form as well. So this is without short rows. Now the other question was about if it is possible to work a V-neck to this construction, to this sweater, and I think it is doable, but I think it will be challenging and frustrating. I don't know, I find it difficult. At least after seeing that question, I was thinking, okay, how I should or how I would make the V neckline in this construction, in this sweater. And it kind of, only thinking, I think it would be difficult to achieve that, or maybe if not difficult, maybe because I didn't try it, to be honest. So, but only thinking on all that math that is behind, I think it will be a little bit tricky. But let me explain you a little bit in detail why I do think that. For the second question, if we can work the Aria sweater with a V-neck, I think the things are a little bit more complicated. So in theory, for a V-neck, after building the short rows with the sleeve section, we should gradually increase to create that V neckline, but only on the front panels. So on the front panels we need at the end, so at the beginning and at the end of the row, to keep adding stitches to build that V neckline. But the V neckline is involves quite a lot of math, and this is in theory. So in theory everything sounds pretty easy, but because this V neckline, it will be a little bit deeper, you will have to also make the yoke increases while you're building the V neckline. So this might be a little bit tricky because you will keep adding stitches. Maybe you will have to make on the front panel an increase as well. So when you have to increase all over the round, it's kind of difficult to keep up the pace with the V neckline as well. Plus, you need to see how deep you want your V neckline, and to calculate how many stitches you will have to increase for the V neckline, you need to know how many stitches you will have at the point where the neckline will meet for the V neckline. So you cannot start with the base for the back panel because you will continue increasing for the yoke. So you need to consider how many stitches you will have for the front panel only at the point where you want your V neckline to be as deep as you want to be. If I'm pointing like this and I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I might have 2 increase rounds until here, until over here. And this will mean that I will have 20 more stitches because I have 30 stitches for the front panel or for the back panel or for the front panel at the beginning. I'm increasing 1 at every 3rd stitch. So I will have 10 stitches more, so this is 40 and then this is 50. So I will have to increase 25 stitches at the beginning, 25 stitches at the end in whatever amount of rows is. So I think it's doable, but I think with the round yoke pattern to make a V neckline, it's kind of a lot of work to make it work without being frustrating. So for V necklines, I will prefer to go for a raglan if I want the top down, because in this way here I will have the same number of stitches for the front panel and only increases on the raglan line. So here I can have the same amount of stitches that I started with that I will need to increase for the V neckline. Or if you prefer, of course, for a V neckline, the drop shoulders or panel construction, then I will recommend that. So to answer the question, I do believe that is doable, but I also believe that will be really frustrating and challenging to build that V neckline into this circular yoke. Okay, so this was it for today. Thank you so much for being here with me for another video. I really hope that this was helpful. I do hope that you will try to follow the pattern without those short rows if you find them intimidating, because I think it will be a great sweater anyways. And as I said in the video, when you're starting building the sweater, I do believe that you can do it just with any number of stitches. I do believe that maybe not all of you, but I know that some of you will get inspired and maybe try to adjust this pattern and make it their own. So thank you so much for being here with me for another tutorial. I don't know if I will ever make an Aria sweater with a V neckline, because it was pretty challenging, or at least for a period, because it was pretty challenging with this one, and for now I just want to relax. I still have to work on the cardigan version anyway, and besides that I just want like simple projects. And yeah, but who knows, maybe in the future I will do that. If more people would like to have like a V neckline Aria sweater, maybe, who knows, I will make it. Thank you so much. Have a great week ahead, and see you next time. Bye.